My name's Adora and I'm here with my mom, Joyce Sweetalk, for an ambush interview.
Well, we planned this, so you can't call this ambush.
And
my name is Joyce Sweetalk. I'm here to ambush my daughter Adora.
What? That was a fake voice, but alrighty. Today we were listening to the radio about the complications of parent-child relationships.
That's very timing. You remember we're just arguing before that
program?
program?
You weren't arguing with me, you were arguing with Adriana.
Right.
So, what did you think of that, talking about allowance, and what's your opinion about family monetary things? Like how much?
I think that's very interesting. The daughter is 14 years old. The mother is some expert, a financial expert. And she gives her daughter, who's 14 years old, $14 a week.
And her 6-year-old son, $6, and her 10-year-old daughter, $10.
And the background is they live in New York. The daughter is saying that $5 a week, she has to save. Oh, how does the ice cream topic comes about?
She said that she only used to get like $1 a week or something.
Oh,
and that she would have to save up for 5 weeks before she could buy ice cream.
1 week. Could buy ice cream. Oh, you have a little here.
Yeah,
got it. Okay.
Sorry, that was disgusting.
I think that's a pretty interesting approach to raise kids, to have responsibilities and also experience to spend money. Unless you have tried to spend money and to learn what is worthwhile, what is good spending, what is not so good of spending, you can teach them what you want.
At the same time,
practice.
What are your feelings about allowance and giving kids that money?
Well, I think it is good idea for many families, but may not be good idea for some other families. For us, because I trust you guys. You guys are very responsible and also very conscientious about the value of money. And I can simply give you some money to say, hey, do you want to go with your sister to spend some money to buy some drink or to buy some items that you need? And I absolutely confident you will spend that money wisely. So I don't have to do this weekly thing or monthly thing. I can simply just go give you guys money as needed.
So you feel that a lack of regulation shows a increase of trust?
In our household, in terms of my trust in you and Adriana, yes.
When you were little, what was your monetary situation? Did you get money from your parents?
You kidding me?
When was the age when you started having money of your own?
When I started working? Oh, well, actually, when I went to college, I lived in a different city, and my mom and dad had to give me money in order to buy ticket to get meal plan in college, and also have to buy clothes and the necessities, that type of thing. So I started having money when I went to college.
And how do you feel that the age at which you started having your own money affected your choice about money later on? Do you think that you are better with money today or worse with money today? Would you have appreciated if you'd gotten money earlier?
I think it won't make much difference. The reason is I grew up in China in 60s, 70s, 80s. There weren't many things that I could have bought anyway, even I had money. And everybody were poor, and I just understand from a very young age, money is something very scarce, and also merchandise is very, very scarce. And I never really had desire wanting things, because when I went to a store, there's nothing there to buy. So I didn't really have this kind of habit of wanting things and knowing what is need or what is want. It just, I take whatever is given to me.
Okay, changing topics here. Snail mail versus email, pros and cons.
Well, email definitely is fast and easier. You don't have to put it in the envelope, you don't have to put a stamp and go to the post office or put it in the mail. So the convenience part, definitely email. However, the personal sentiment that goes to a regular snail mail, if it's personal letter, not just business letter, and but nowadays it is so hard to find time just sit down and write somebody a letter, because one, even you send a letter to somebody, not very likely they're gonna send you a personal letter. They probably email you if you even get an email.
Well, this is actually a topic that's kind of near and dear to my heart, and for people who have read my blog, you'll know that I like snail mail for a variety of reasons. One is that it gives me kind of time to sit down and think, and for me, email kind of tells me, hurry up, get this done, you can type this faster. There's something about email which almost drives speed. And then the second thing is, how many spelling and writing errors have you seen in a handwritten letter as opposed to an email?
Well, I guess people take their time when they write to you. In handwriting, you don't see as many mistakes. In email, although spell check is kind of automatic built in, so you can use that.
That's true, but one of the things is, I think, with email, everything's fast about email. Some people don't even bother to spell check, even though it's there.
Correct.
Whereas with writing, you're taking a long time anyway, a few extra minutes to check your grammar.
Yes. I remember probably 10 or 15 years ago, I used to receive letters from my friends. I have always remembered that time fondly because you have this anticipation. You don't just get a personal letter next day. If you write a letter, you wait for weeks and on end, but that during that time your heart is
that's the thing, it builds
with
patience.
Yeah.
You're anticipating it, and I think watching you're complaining if someone hasn't sent, if you haven't received someone's email and it's been maybe a day, 2 days. And so I think that with email and this digital culture and this instant gratification, we lose some of the patience, perhaps.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Do you mind just closing
Sure,
the door a
sure.
tiny bit? Yes, we have really become impatient, and I find myself becoming impatient, and then the expectation has changed. And if you send out the email, you basically expect to receive a reply, in few hours, sometimes in a few minutes. I mean, it depends on the nature of the email. If something that you're working on and you need instant feedback, and usually people know that and then reply to you. But I am not a saint. I don't always reply people's email when I should.
Believe me, neither do I. And actually, that's one of the things about letters, for me anyway. I'm not sure about other people, but when I receive a letter, I think this person spent a long time writing this out to me. I better write back to them, which pressures me just a little bit. Now, the reason I brought this up was that it seems like there's a lot of nostalgia for letters and letter writing. If you think about like these movies.
Oh yes.
Letters to Juliet.
Letters to Dear John.
Oh gosh, it's just been. I mean, people are crazy about letters.
What is it? Dear email to
Juliet. And that's the thing. I was reading this really interesting article online about all this nostalgia, and it's just not as romantic having text messages to Juliet.
Correct.
Emails to Juliet, because there's something romantic about opening up an envelope and reading a letter that you can't get on.
Yeah, because people put so much effort and care into creating this letter, and you receive that signal through the letter and through the message in the letter.
Yeah, and it's kind of like phone calls. If you think about important decisions being made or important news being received, I mean, it's much easier to imagine someone picking up the phone and hearing that the world is at nuclear war, or receiving a letter and reading it and being all distressed, than receiving a text message or an email. There's just something about email that hasn't gained that gravity maybe quite yet. I'm not sure yet.
It's very interesting. What else is fascinating you recently, this couple of days?
Weather.
Oh, yeah.
How do you think that what's outside is affecting inside life here?
Well, if it's sunny outside, you automatically feel cheerful and uplifted, and you want to do something exciting. And then when you get up and look at the gloomy weather, somehow your heart just sank. It's like, oh, it's another gloomy day, and I can't go out, I cannot enjoy the sun. And then automatically you think, oh, can I enjoy the day? It's silly. You try not to feel that way, but somehow the weather has such emotional connection with our daily lives.
Definitely. It definitely affects it.
So do you think we should move to a sunnier place?
No. Definitely not.
Well, getting vitamin D is much easier.
I don't like getting tanned or burnt.
What's going on with this fair skin?
No, it's not about that. I hear so much about melanoma and skin cancer and how bad tanning beds are for you.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you don't have enough vitamin D, you would get cancer, you would get sick or more often. However, viewers, probably this enough rant from Joyce and Adora. Thank you very much for watching.
She just ambush ended this, see?
Yes. If you like to watch this episode, email us.